De-escalation file loading.
I was in a driver's room and it was filled with many drivers. At the time I was a terminal manager, and there was a driver that walked in, and he was notorious for being a very difficult employee, and he came into this driver's room. Right away he starts speaking out in a very loud voice in front of myself and all these drivers that the equipment was junk and he wasn't going to drive it. He was just going off, and I just told him, cool off, let's go into your truck and let's go have a look.
Have you ever heard the phrase, arguing in circles? Like a hamster on a wheel, no matter how much effort you put into the argument, you get nowhere. One strategy for exiting the wheel is to shift the conversation from opinions to facts. To do this, it is important to start with the presumption that the other person could in fact be right. This is true even if they are not presenting their concerns in the best possible manner. This brings up a second point, which is to address the other person's concerns before, not after, addressing your own concerns about how their complaint was presented. The only exception to this rule would be if the other individual has threatened violence or harm to others, in which case the priority becomes safety, not the underlying complaint. Next, shift from opposing sides to the same side. You are investigating this together, not trying to prove each other wrong. An effective way to do this is to insert a neutral third party onto the other side. For example, you could say,
"Thanks for sharing. Can you help me find a good way to show my boss what you're telling me?"
Next, brainstorm ways to verify the other individual's concerns. This can be using available data and statistics, research from reputable sources, existing documents, or other objective information.
And as it turns out, I still have my Class 1 license. I said, let's go for a drive and let's see how this truck actually is handling. Went through the whole exercise of going through and driving the truck, and there was no issue whatsoever with the truck. And at that point, he admitted, the reason for the sway was it might have been incorrectly loaded.
If you are able to match facts to address another person's opinions, often escalated situations will correspondingly diffuse. This can be for many reasons. First, it shows you are willing to listen to and address concerns of the other individual. Second, it may uncover a root cause that is within the other individual's control, helping him or her feel a sense of responsibility for developing and implementing a solution. Finally, it may help the other individual move from an emotional, amygdala-driven response, to a rational, prefrontal cortex-driven response. In other words, you are helping the other individual re-engage executive functioning to approach the problem in a more logical, less emotion-driven manner.
So we came back and all was well.
De-escalation complete.